The Niner Biocentric 2 is an eccentric bottom bracket designed to eliminate chain slack without the need for sliding dropouts across a wide range of gears, perfect for making your single speed setup a snap.
Hi, my name is George with Niner Bikes, and I'm here to show you how to correctly install our Biocentric 2 bottom bracket into this wonderful Sir9 frame. First thing you're going to want to do is make sure that your working surfaces here are clean and dry. I use an isopropyl rubbing alcohol, or an IPA in this case, to make sure everything is free of any grease and debris. Same thing with this surface here. It is okay to put a light coating of grease on these tangs right here. Firstly, once everything is clean and dry, install this side in. Grab a 5mm wrench and your non-drive side cup. See two bolts right here that are 5mm heads. And on the back side, you'll notice that these are keyed to accept the tangs on the drive side. It can be kind of tricky sometimes lining those up, but once they do, they snap right in. And you're gently going to tighten these up to snug. You don't want to go crazy and crank them down just yet. The next step is to install your bottom bracket. Light coating of grease on the threads. And you'll tighten these down to the manufacturer's recommended specification. Now, you're going to want to take the torque back off of these 5mm bolts by backing them off. And check to see that this whole thing can spin freely. Now we're going to install the cranks, install the rear wheel, set the chain on, and set the right tension. With the bottom bracket installed, it's now time to assemble the rest of the drivetrain. I like to start with the cranks first. I start with the cranks first because this will allow us to properly set the correct chain length for the drivetrain selected. The gear ratio that you choose will have an effect on how many links you'll have in your chain. To make things easy, I happen to know exactly how many chain links to have, and it's already cut to the right length. So your results might take a little bit longer. Next, we're going to install the chain. With your chain successfully installed, it's now time to install the rear wheel. Have your eccentric, if you're looking at the drivetrain, at the 9 o'clock position, so the chainstay is at its shortest length. Place the chain on your front cog. And then lay the chain on your rear cog and carefully guide it into the dropout.
At this point, you'll notice that there's quite a bit of chain slack here. And this is what the Biocentric is for. We're going to quickly remove that and have nice, even chain tension. Get your 6mm wrench, find the keyed hole in between the two bolts on the non-drive side of the Biocentric, and give it a little twist. So there's not a lot of play here anymore. At this point, you're going to want to get your 5mm wrench and carefully start tightening these back up. You don't want to go hog wild once again. It's important to tighten each screw a little bit at a time. And the closer you get to having to put some effort into it, now's the time when you bust out the secret weapon. Torque wrench, set to 12 Newton meters. The setting can be found printed right next to the 5mm Allen heads. And there she is.